Hey guys, this is Cameron from Craft & Tailored, and today we're starting a new web series called What is on my wrist? And the basic premise of this series is to talk about what is on my wrist. It's gonna be kind of an informal and just kind of off the cuff series talking about what is on my wrist specifically during the time of this filming. We wanted to use this as a way to talk about cool and exciting pieces that are either in my personal collection or new here at Craft & Tailored, or things that we are just finding interesting and things that I'm kind of naturally gravitating towards. So, what is on my wrist? Today, I am wearing a Rolex Submariner reference 16800, and I believe this one is specifically a 1982. The reference 16800 is referred to as a transitional submariner or transitional reference. Now, what makes this one specifically transitional is it kind of bridges the gap between the 1680 and the 16610. So this is one of the earlier references. The reference 16800 was first introduced in around 1979, and I think lasted until about 1985, if my memory serves me correctly. I think a lot of the serious collectors feel that this model is kind of that reference that has one foot in the modern contemporary side and one foot in the vintage side, especially these early references with the matte dial. The other thing that's interesting is this specific reference, the 16800, has three kind of enhancements or three upgrades that really make it unique and again, very much transitional from a technical perspective. The first thing is the depth rating was improved from 200 meters to 300 meters. And that was due in part to another upgrade, which is the first introduction of a sapphire crystal. The other thing that is very interesting is the introduction of a 3035 movement, which is the first quick-set date movement that Rolex employed in the Submariner range. So one of the other nice enhancements is a unidirectional bezel. So this is the first Submariner to include a unidirectional bezel as opposed to a bidirectional bezel. So this was the first sub to employ a click spring. I'm not sure if you can hear that. The reason why the click spring was invented is actually a safety feature. So as you were entering your dive or as you were leaving the water and you were timing things like decompression, the click spring basically allows the bezel to stay locked into place as opposed to rotating in both directions. So let's talk about why I'm wearing this one and why I chose this one specifically to kind of talk about. This specific example from 1982 is what we would call a bit of a time capsule. And the reason why I'm calling it a time capsule is for two reasons. One, the condition of this watch is superb. I mean, everything from the bracelet having a very minimal stretch to the case being original and unpolished to the matte dial being, intact without any blemishing or marks or anything like that. The other thing that makes this watch really special, outside of the fact that it is an earlier transitional variant that retains the matte dial as opposed to the glossy dial with the white gold surrounds, is the reference actually contains its, oh my God, I forgot to glove up. Maybe we should glove up. I watch a lot of these videos. These guys are gloving up. They're making sure everything is good. I'm gonna glove up just for sanity reasons. The condition is there and it retains its outer box, its inner box, both in really good condition. Matter of fact, I think this one actually has a partial tag on it as well, which is pretty cool. The glove is obviously a joke, but it also includes its anchor, the serialized hang tag and wax seal, and the original extra link, which is pretty cool. It includes the booklet, translation papers, and date card from '82. And it also includes the operations manuals and the original paperwork as well. I think these watches as well are moving up in terms of desirability because they do have one foot kind of in the old school, vintage watch, matte dial. It's a very distinctive look, but it also is very functional. You could go swimming with this watch, you could go diving with this watch still. It's a very functional, almost utilitarian piece without being something that you have to be insanely careful with because let's say you're wearing a Submariner from the earlier part of the 1960s that has a gilt gloss style. those dials are insanely hard to find. The watches aren't built with the same rugged nature as, you know, a reference 16800. So that's why I chose this watch. The watch it kind of checks all boxes for me. It wears really nicely on the wrist. It's functional, has a little bit of heft to it, but it also kind of checks that vintage box for me with that matte dial. Thanks for tuning in, guys, for our first episode of What Is On My Wrist. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for upcoming videos. Also, make sure to check out our website and also check our Instagram, which is @craftandtailored.com. Thanks. See you guys soon.